you have to be willing to experiment in your training, if only for the reason that training isn't actually like this perfect input output system, right? Like if you look at a human, we are basically a black box, and like the black box theory is like you put inputs in and you don't necessarily know what happens inside the black box, and the black box kicks out outputs, right? And training really is an experiment. I think the more rigid I was with what I was trying to do, and like, you know, trying to make all the variables perfect in hope of finding like this easy, repeatable, you know, secret sauce in training that would get me to my goals. It both took the fun out of it, and it also just actually made it like less productive, because I was letting the program do the work for me, and it actually didn't work. So you have to learn to work the program. You have to learn to make decisions with the help of a coach or a good program. Like making good decisions is really what training's about. And what I mean when it comes to like experimentation is using things that allow you to push yourself and challenge your perceived limitations is huge when it comes to training well. Like this on Monday, I did an as many reps as possible set of power cleans. And it's the first time I've done something like that since doing CrossFit. And it was really fun, and I was able to do a couple more reps than I perceived that I probably would have when I started at that set. And it also gave me a really good goal over the next 6 to 8 weeks to shoot for. And if I would have like done, you know, traditional, hey, do 3x3 at 70% type of programming all the time, I never give myself that ability to like push into new places, right? So I think as many reps as possible types work. I think things like giant sets where we're tweaking some of the variables, where, you know, in a 10-minute period of time, you're trying to do as many reps as you can in as few sets as possible of like, you know, 80% for your bench press or squat, right? Starting to tweak the variables that like make you push yourself out of the comfort zone that maybe you've created. Even though you're showing up and training hard, I think we try to get a little bit robotic. We try to let the program do the work for us, when yes, the program matters, but also how you're implementing it and how you're pushing it, and also how you get excited about what you're doing can really make a big difference. So don't overlook the fact that learning to train well is part like programming, part good exercise selection, but it's also just being willing to experiment with new things that maybe challenge you in ways that you would otherwise have just said, that's not for me, or, you know, like getting you to just expand what you think you are capable of, because that's ultimately what training is all about. Getting yourself to push for one more rep, getting yourself to add a little bit more weight to the bar, getting yourself to be intentional and try to move the thing faster, right? Those are the things that really make the difference over the long haul. And a lot of times that also comes from like, if you don't think you're good at something, or like, I'm not a good squatter, well, like, what the hell does that mean, right? Figure out how to get good at squatting. Yeah, maybe you don't have the perfect limb length ratios or whatever, right? But like, do the best with you can with your body type. And honestly, like, there's people with all sorts of body types that are really good squatters. So why not you? So make training an experiment, make it fun, and figure out ways to push yourself over time. That's all I got for today. Peace.